Hello and welcome to the 2023 Bag Mania Open Blind Draw here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today we got partnered up with Young Trin. He is a sponsored player from Brotherhood, so we'll be throwing his Wingman bags. And not to mention, we just officially got sponsored by Black Sheep Baggers. Huge shout out to them. And if you need any bags, boards, or apparel, head over to Black Sheep Baggers and use my code BRIZ10 for 10% off. And with that being said, let's head into our first game of the Open Blind Draw. Starting off game one, we're going to be throwing some Brotherhood Wingmans, since my partner is sponsored by Brotherhood. So for my first shot, I'm going to come up a little bit short, pretty much blocking the hole. So for my opponent's first shot, he's going to try to slide around, gets the edge, but doesn't fall. So for my next bag, I try to push through, but I end up coming up short, and my opponent's bag falls. He's going to bump in the pile with his second shot. So for my third shot, I'm going to try to roll over, which I do, and go in the hole. He's going to try to push through, getting his bag to hang on the hole. So for my last and final shot, I'm going to try to just block here, make my opponent go after if he wants it. He's going to end up collecting mine and his for a 10-8 finish to give up 2. Heading into the second round, the opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, he's going to come up a little bit short. So now my partner needs to try to just push through here or reblock. Looks like he tries to push through, but his bag gets caught up. So the opponent's going to hit the board and it's going to drop. So now my partner is going to go for a rollover. Ends up just hitting the bag in, but his bag gets caught up. The opponent's going to bump into it, but nothing falls. So my partner's going to try to slide it in, but it gets caught up on the back side. Both those bags are pretty much still in play. So the opponent's going to go try to slide in here. Ends up missing off to the right, but my partner's bags drop in. So he's going to finish with an 8, and my partner's going to go ahead and slide it in to finish with a 12 to pick up 4 on the round. Going into round 3, I'm going to have first shot here. And for my first shot, I'm going to miss off to the left back corner. My opponent's going to go ahead and slide his first bag in. So I'm going to go ahead and miss off to the left again, bumping it off, staying at a 1. And then my opponent's going to follow me to the back left corner. So I know I got to try to be in here for my third shot. I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For my opponent's third shot, he's going to miss off to the left, giving me an opportunity. But I do miss off to the left, finishing with a 5. He's going to end up running into me, finishing with a 6, picking up 1 on the round. So now heading into round 3. The opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, he's going to slide it right on in. So for my partner's first shot, it's going to miss a little bit off to the right, but it's hanging pretty much at the hole. The opponent's going to come up short, trying to block off the hole. So for my partner's second shot, it's going to go airmail, ends up hitting the hole and shooting off the board. So the opponent's going to try to push through, but ends up coming up short again. So for my partner's third shot, he's going to try to roll, ends up getting caught up on the 2 blockers. So the opponent's last bag, probably just going to block. He ends up trying to bump his 1 bag in, but it doesn't fall. So now my partner has a decision to make. He's going to walk over and look at it. Pretty much the airmail is, if he goes up, he's going to drag both those bags. If he rolls over, has a possibility of dragging the front bag in, which is the Viper R, and not dragging his. So there's a decision on the line. So for my partner's last and final bag, it looks like he's trying to go hard push, ends up getting 1 to fall, giving up 2 on the round. Heading into the 5th round, we're down by 1. My opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, he's going to come up short, acting like a blocker, so I got to try to push through here. I end up trying to cut around and miss the board, so he's going to go ahead and collect, putting him up by 6. For my second shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. He's going to end up sliding his next bag in, so I got to try to be perfect here to give up minimum points. I'm going to go ahead and slide my third bag in. He's going to miss off to the left, finishing with a 10, so I got to be in here to minimize damage. End up sliding in for a 9, giving up 1. Heading into the next round, the opponent's still going to have first shot. For his first shot, it misses off to the left, so now my partner can capitalize here. For his first shot, he's going to bounce off it and go in the hole. For the opponent's second shot, he's going to miss off to the right, pretty much out of play. So my partner's going to take advantage of it and go in. So for the opponent's third shot, it's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For my partner's third shot, going to end up following him up. The opponent's going to finish with an 8, so my partner can go in here to capitalize. My partner's going to finish with a 12 to pick up 4 on the round. Heading into round 7, I'm going to have first shot here. For my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and block. So my opponent's going to try to push through, but his bag's pretty much hanging it in. For my next shot, I'm going to go ahead and reblock. He's going to miss off to the right, so I'm going to try to step out here and go around it. So for my third shot, I try to cut in, but it gets hung up on the back. My opponent's going to slip his next bag into the hole, but it's still hanging. So for my last and final shot, I just try to block. I end up bumping it in. So my opponent's sitting at a 7 right now. And I have a 6 with 2 bags hanging in the hole. Pretty much going to fall if he throws it. So his partner's just saying, hey, give me the bag. Don't throw it. So he's going to throw it on the floor. I'm going to give up 1, unfortunately. My partner touches the board and they do fall, so it was a smart decision on his part. So once again, the opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, he's going to miss off to the right. He might be able to collect that, depending on what my partner does. So for my partner's first shot, he's going to bump it off to the right and go in. The opponent's going to end up making his second bag. So for my partner's second shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. The opponent's going to miss off the back, so my partner could take advantage here. So for my partner's third bag, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. The opponent's going to finish with a 5. So for my partner's last shot, it's going to go for a roll shot. Ends up going right over and in to pick up 7 on the round. Going into round 9, I'm going to have first shot. So for my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and try to slide it in, but come up short. So now my opponent's going to try to sneak around it, pretty much dragging my bag into the hole too. So for my second shot, I end up just bumping it, missing off to the left. He's going to go ahead and throw a block for his second shot. So for my third shot, I'm going to try to reblock here, but I miss off to the left, leaving him a wide open lane. Going to go ahead and collect it, sitting on a 9. My last and final bag, I'm going to slide it in for an 8. But then my opponent's going to miss off to the left, still finishing with a 10, so we give up 2. Heading into the next round, the opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, misses off to the right, but it's hanging in the hole. So now for my partner's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For the opponent's second shot, it's going to follow him right up. So for my partner's second throw, it's going to go ahead and slide it right on in, but takes the opponent's bag. The opponent's third shot lays a block. So now for my partner's third shot, he's going to go for a roll, ends up going right up and over and in. So the opponent's going to try to collect, leaving it short but hanging in the hole. So my partner's going to check if he has any bags left. And so for my partner's last and final shot, it's going to go for another roll, end up hitting it in, but his gets caught up, giving up 2. So now the score's 15-11, with the opponent having first shot. So for my opponent's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. And for my first shot, I'm going to miss off to the right, pretty much out of play on the back side. He's going to end up getting a second bag to fall. So for my second shot, I'm going to come up short, blocking. He's going to push it in, but miss off to the right, which is good for me. So for my third shot, I'm going to try to slide it right on in. End up missing the hole off to the left. So for my opponent's last bag, he ends up sliding right on in. So for my last shot, I'm going to try to avoid that bag, but end up coming up short, giving up 4, tying it up at 15. So once again, the opponent's going to have first shot. For the opponent's first shot, comes up a little bit short, blocking off the hole. So for my partner's first shot, he's going to try to push through, getting both bags to fall. The opponent's second shot slides right on in. So for my partner's second shot, he's going to try to follow him up, coming up short, hanging in the hole. The opponent ends up bumping it in and getting both bags to fall. So for my partner's third shot, he's going to slide it right on in. The opponent's going to finish off with a 10. So my partner has a decision if he wants to go for an airmail or a roll. He's going to try to roll over it, ends up just dragging it in for a 12-12 wash. Heading into the 13th round, my opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, he's going to come up short, blocking off my lane. So for my first shot, try to push through it, but I miss off to the right. He's going to go ahead and slide his second bag in, sitting on a 6. So for my second shot, I'm going to try to slide it right on in. I get it to fall, and my opponent's going to follow me up with his third bag. So I got to try to go in here and try to minimize damage. I'm going to go ahead and slide my next bag in. My opponent's going to finish off with a 10, but it's pretty much just hanging in. So my partner tells me to board it. Nothing I can really do here. So I'm going to finish off with an 8 to give up 2, giving him the lead. Now the opponent team is leading 17-15. The opponent's got first shot. First bag misses off to the left, pretty much out of play, but it stays on the board. So for my partner's first shot, he's going to go ahead and miss off to the right, but it's pretty much hanging in the hole. The opponent's going to shoot his second shot short to block. So my partner's going to go up an airmail, ends up grabbing all of it. So then the opponent's going to come up short once again, sitting on a 5. And my partner, for his third shot, is going to go for a roll. End up rolling it off to the left, sitting on the left side out of play. So the opponent's got to try to collect here. It's going to finish with a 10. So my partner's got to go in best for a wash. For my partner's last and final bag, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in for a 10-10 wash. Going in around 15, still down by 2. My opponent's going to have first shot here. For my opponent's first shot, pretty much in the hole, hanging on the right side. So for my first shot, I end up trying to block him. He's just going to push the pile up, but his bag is still hanging. So I'm going to try to roll here, because that's what my partner wants me to do. So for my second shot, I try to roll, end up hitting his bag in, and it falls, unfortunately, having my bag bounce off to the left. So now my opponent's thinking what he wants to do here. Looks like he's going to step out a little bit, and he goes up with it and hits the airmail and drops it right on in. So for my next shot, my partner's going to say roll again, because I'm trying to think airmail or roll here, because I got to try to get some points. I'm going to go ahead and try to roll, but it ends up skipping over his bags and going off the back, which is really unfortunate. He's going to come up short, finishing with an 8. So I pretty much got to figure out how to get a bag in here. My partner's saying just try to push it, maybe go fast side. I'm going to go ahead and walk over and look at it. I'm going to go fast side and try to hit the gap. I end up landing on the bags. Luckily, mine stays on. And I'm going to give up 3, putting them at 20. So we pretty much got to be perfect from here on out. So the opponent's going to have first shot here. For his first shot, it misses off to the right, pretty much out of play, sitting on the back right corner. So for my partner's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. The opponent's second shot is going to follow him up. So for my partner's second shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. The opponent's third shot, it's going to follow him up once again, going in the hole. For my partner's third shot, it's going to go ahead and sink it. The opponent's last bag comes up a little bit short, hanging in the hole. So my partner's going to try to probably cut around this. For my partner's last bag, tries to cut around it, ends up grabbing the hole and falling in to pick up 4, putting us at 19. Going into round 17, down by 2, I'm going to have first shot. For my first shot, I place a block. My opponent's going to sneak around it and go right on in. So for my second shot, I'm going to try to push it in, but I miss off to the left. So now I got to make something happen here. The opponent's second bag is going to be hanging in the hole. So for my third shot, I'm going to try to block. I get 2 bags to fall. He's going to miss off to the left, so I got to try to drag that bag in the hole. Luckily, he did miss, giving me an opportunity to get a 10. I end up hitting the bag, but it doesn't fall. So then for my opponent's last bag, he's just going to slide his last bag in. So we lose the game 22-19. That's going to wrap up game 1. We lost 22-19. Shot a 7 PPR. Not great. We definitely need to get that up if we're going to be playing an open. We had 15 in, 18 on, and 3 off. I don't have a DPR because the names got mixed up. But let's head into our second game, and hopefully we can shoot a lot better. So let's see how it goes. Alright, heading into game 2. The opponent's going to have first shot here. For his first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For my partner's first shot, he's going to end up missing a little bit off to the left. Corner's hanging in. Totally not out of play yet, but it's going to be a hard one. The opponent's second bag is going to be hanging in the hole. It's pretty much in here. And my partner's going to get a weird bounce over the hole. 2 on the backside. So the opponent's got advantage here. For the opponent's third bag, he's going to go ahead and hang up once again. Looks like my partner goes for an airmail, only collecting the opponent's bag. He does have 2 dripping in the hole. The opponent's going to miss his last bag off to the right, so my opponent's going to go for an airmail again. Gets 1 to fall for a 10-10 wash. Heading into round 2, my opponent's going to have first shot. For his first shot, it's going to come up and block me. So for my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and sit right behind it, pushing it towards the hole. For the opponent's second shot, looks like he's going to back block me again, giving him the advantage because he has a bag right by the hole. For my second bag, I'm just going to block again. So the opponent's going to step out here and try to, looks like, go around possibly or go up. And he just ends up running into the bags once again. So for my third shot, I end up going airmail, miss off back left corner. The opponent's fourth shot, he's going to go up, and he ends up sinking it right on in, sitting on an 8. I'm going to go for an airmail once again off the back, giving up 6. So once again, the opponent's going to have first shot. For the opponent's first shot, he's going to miss a little bit off to the left, get a bad kick, pretty much out of play, but it stays on the board. My partner's going to go ahead and slide his first bag in. The opponent's second bag, I'm going to follow him up and drop into the hole. My partner's going to end up following him up, dropping his second bag in. The opponent's going to come up short, blocking the hole on his third bag. My partner has a gap to get around that, or he could roll or airmail. Looks like he's going to go for a roll shot. Ends up getting it to hang in the hole, but it does not fall. The opponent's going to go fast side, getting one bag to fall, finishing with a 7. So now my partner's got to collect. And he ends up going off the side of the board to finish 7-7. Going in round 4, my opponent's going to have first shot. And for my opponent's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For my first bag, I'm going to go ahead and follow him up, sliding it in. For my opponent's second shot, it's going to come up short, miss a little bit off to the right, leaving me a hole off the left side. But I miss and go high left corner. So for my opponent's third shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. I still have that shot. Left side of the hole's open. And for my next bag, I end up grabbing it and falling in. For my opponent's last bag, he's going to go ahead and finish with a 10. So I know I got to be in here. And I end up coming up short, getting caught on his bag, giving up 2. Now we're down by 8, and the opponent has first shot. So for the opponent's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide his first bag in. For my partner's first bag, he's going to come up short, but it's pretty much in. So the opponent's second shot, he's going to lay up behind and try to block. So for my partner's second bag, he's going to go for a roll, ends up rolling too far over the hole. So for the opponent's third shot, he's going to end up bumping our bag in. So my partner has another roll here, ends up coming up short, laying in the front of the hole. So the opponent has to make a decision if he wants to try to roll or airmail. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and block. So my partner's going to go hard up the middle and only gets one bag to fall, picking up 2 on the round. So I'm going to have first bag here. And for my first shot, I'm going to miss off to the right. Pretty much out of play. Can't really grab that. So for my opponent's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide right on in. For my next shot, I'm going to follow him up, catch the hole, and fall in. For my opponent's second shot, he's going to miss off to the right, pretty much out of play, so I know I got that point back. For my third shot, I end up going right again, taking that bag out of play for the most part. For my opponent's second shot, he's going to miss off to the backside, pretty much matching me at this point. And for my last bag, I'm going to slide in for an 8. So for my opponent's last bag, he's going to follow me up and drop it in for an 8-8 wash. Going in around 7, my partner's going to have first shot. For his first bag, it's going to come up short, blocking his own lane. So the opponent's going to end up reblocking. So now my partner has an option if he wants to roll or reblock. He's going to go for a roll shot on his second bag. Comes up short, but pretty much blocks off the hole. The opponent is going to reblock once again. So my partner's going to go up, ends up hitting the airmail and dropping it in. So now the opponent's third shot is going to go for an airmail off the back, pushing one of our bags to the back side of the board. Then my partner is going to finish up with a roll shot to finish with an 8. The opponent's fourth shot, he's going to go fast side, end up bumping one of our bags to finish 7-2 to get us 5 on the round. So I'm going to have first shot here. And for my first bag, go ahead and slide it right off the back, which is really unfortunate. So for my opponent's first bag, he's going to come up short on the left side, leaving me a gap on the right. And I try to cut in, but I end up going right behind his bag. So for the opponent's second shot, he's going to end up finding the hole and sliding in. So for my third bag, just going to try to go in here. And I end up grabbing his bag with it, dropping 2 bags. For his third bag, he's going to end up coming up short, but basically in front of the hole. So my partner tells to block here. I'm going to go for a block, but I end up missing off to the left, giving him a perfect opportunity to go in. And for his fourth and final bag, he ends up bumping it in, but coming up short to finish with a 10. So we're going to give up 5 on the round. Heading into round 9, the opponent's going to have first shot. For the opponent's first shot, he's going to end up sliding it right on in. So for my partner's first bag, he's going to end up coming up short a little bit to the left, but it's grabbable still. So the opponent's second bag is going to try to slide right out and around. Ends up catching the back of the hole and flipping over. So for my partner's second bag, he's going to try to and one. Ends up hitting it, but it ends up sliding out of the hole off to the right. The opponent's going to end up blocking with his third bag. Don't think he meant to do that. My partner's going to go for an and one again, hits the airmail clean, nothing falls off the board. The opponent's going to end up having 2 bags hanging in the hole. Can't do much in the situation without taking both those bags. So for my partner's last shot, looks like he's going to go for an and one, misses it off to the back, off the board, giving up 1. Going into the next round, we got to get something going here, and I didn't realize the camera was off, but my opponent's first shot comes up short and a little bit off to the left, so I have a gap on the right. I go a little too far right, leaving a lane right up the middle for him. For his second bag, he ends up bumping off my bag and going in. So for my second shot, I go off to the right top corner again. Unfortunately, my opponent's third shot, he's going to end up wrapping around and going in, missing his blocking bag still. So for my third shot, I'm going to try to go in here. I end up bumping it a little bit, but taking control of the hole right in the front. His partner's telling him to block. So my opponent, for his last bag, is going to go ahead and block. So I look at my partner, see what to do. He says roll, kind of, probably. So for my last and final bag, I go for a roll, end up kicking off to the left, giving up 5 more. So now we're down by a lot. We got to make something happen. The opponent's going to have first shot. He's going to go right on in the hole. So for my partner's first shot, going to miss off to the left, pretty much out of play. So now he's going to have to force something to happen. The opponent's second bag slides right on in. My partner's going to throw a blocking bag on his second shot. So the opponent's going to go right through it and collect both bags. My partner's once again going to throw a block again. The opponent's going to go right through it to finish with a 12. So my partner shoots an airmail, goes off the backside, giving up 5. And that's going to end our doubles. So that's going to end game 2. I shot a 5.2, which is absolutely terrible, especially for this level of play. I had a negative 3.6 DPR, had 5 bags in, 11 on and 4 off. Definitely got to step it up. I don't know if it was the nerves playing at such a high level, but that's going to wrap up the blind draw. Hopefully going into singles tomorrow, we can do a lot better. But other than that, that's going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one for Bag Mania singles.